Hey guys, Chemical Gamer here, bringing you another battle video. So today I'm just going to be playing on Pokemon Showdown for a little bit. I just wanted to test out this team a little bit more before I make it in-game. I'm really excited to try this team out. It's got Mamoswine here. We'll hop into the team and show you guys. I was actually originally going on to try to set up a stream setup, but that didn't work out. I got to make a few adjustments here, so I'm just going to record this in the meantime. But taking a look at this team here, we have Mamoswine with a loaded dice. I love that this thing gets loaded dice with Icicle Spear and Rock Blast. It just has such good coverage. Its moves are really good, and being at that base 80 speed tier, I'm actually going max speed here so we can outspeed Dragonites, or at least match with them. Outspeed, max speed, Okidoki, and a whole bunch of other Pokemon now that are at that base 80 speed tier. So it's at a really important speed tier. And then we also have the Trailblaze. I'm running Terra Grass here right now. I feel like that's some pretty good synergy with the Thick Fat. I may change that. So that we can actually handle Ogerpon if we run into him and just be able to handle him really well. But for the meantime, we're just going to be running a Terra Grass here. And that kind of just gets rid of some of our weaknesses as well. And then that Thick Fat, again, really synergizes well with that. So this is the same Okidoki we've been using on the ranked ladder. It's been doing us really well. The only problem with this is we're really weak to ground and we're really weak to psychic, and we have very limited coverage with this moveset, so it's really to hit home on the Pokemon it's good against using. Gungshot's just a really powerful move to use against like really special walls, and also try to land that poison and get some really good stab damage. Drain Punch is there just to kind of keep us healthy. We have Terra Ice and Ice Punch just to kind of deal with some of those ground type threats that we might run into. Landorus Terrain, Garchomp. Sometimes we'll run into a lot of Gliscor and we can take it out. And then Knockoff's always going to be a super nice item with that Assault Vest, just to be able to knock off their item. And then also it's really good against Pokemon like Golden Go and a few other threats. So I really like this Pokemon a lot. It's been doing really well. Dondozo is just our physical wall here. Normally I'll run this as a mixed wall, but I think that in the Regulation E at this point, there's so many physical threats that's better just to go all in physical on Dondozo. We're running it with Rock Helmet just to kind of punish Urshifu Rapid Strike style, and we can kind of switch on those and a lot of other physical threats, and it just kind of punches some and does really well. Especially since we're running it with Fissure too, just kind of getting that chip damage. We can just kind of stay healthy and keep spamming Rest and Sleep Talk. And eventually physical attackers will take themselves out with the Rocky Helmet damage too, if we can get into that scenario, which is really nice for us. And actually Avalanche, sometimes I'll run it with Liquidation, but Avalanche I think is going to be a little bit better against Dragonite and a few other Pokemon. So I'm running with the Avalanche right now. I really enjoy running Avalanche on this Pokemon. Gastrodon here. It's just mostly just to be a special wall, mostly to handle Ursaluna Blood Moon form and a few other Pokemon. It's really good against Fluttermane. That can be really good against Golden Go. The whole hope with this Pokemon is really just catching them off guard with that Mirror Coat, soaking a big special hit, and then be able to hit it back twofold is going to be super nice. I don't normally run hazards in 3v3 matches, but it kind of works well with this Pokemon just because you can set up Stealth Rocks, throw down the Yawn. Maybe we'll catch a Pokemon falling asleep, and then we can also get some chip damage and stuff while we have that Stealth Rocks. And then we have Recover here just for a little bit to sustain. And then Heatran, this Pokemon's a ton of fun. I actually have a video that's going to be talking about all of the top threats in the metagame right now for Regulation E. And we're going to talk a lot more about this set here, but running the Ability Shield is so nice against Ogerpon. What that allows us to do is against the Ogerpon running the Hearth Flame Mask, we're going to be able to soak those Ivy Cudgel hits that we would normally otherwise get hit with the Mold Breaker, and allow us to set up that Flash Fair. It just allows us to get a free turn, and then we can kind of throw some damage back twofold. This Pokemon's also kind of just here to deal with a lot of other big threats. It's really good against Golden Go. It's really good against Fluttermane, and some other Pokemon that this team doesn't really handle quite as well. So I really like this Pokemon for right now. I think we're going to keep it. And then Clefable here, this is kind of a funny Clefable set. I actually really wanted an Unaware Pokemon. I think this one does really well, but I wanted it to be good against Garganacl, and I thought we could kind of confuse a lot of Pokemon into thinking that we're Magikarp with the Covert Cloak, so that we're not taking that, we're not like taking like the, what's it called? The Salt Cure damage. Oh my gosh, I couldn't come up with that. Not taking Salt Cure damage. We're not going to get flinched, which is really nice with this. And then this is mostly just physical wall, with a little bit of speed creep here. Just to kind of outspeed other Clefable that might be running similar sets. And then we have Calm Mind, Moonblast, Sword Power, and Moonlight for sustain. So let's go ahead and hop into some matches here and just kind of see how we do. I'm going to play a little bit more risky right now, just trying to see like what kind of things we can take with the Mamoswine, since we are a little bit bulkier of a Pokemon, what kind of things we should avoid. This is a very traditional team. We see a lot of these Pokemon on the top of the ladder right now. There's a lot of Gliscor, which really surprises me because it doesn't have Roost. It can be a decent Poison Staller. It can do some other things. I think a lot of people are running Hazards on it, but I don't think it's all that great, to be honest. We see the Rotom here. It's probably going to be a lead. Rotom or Gliscor. Sometimes we'll see a Fluttermane or Golden Go lead as well. But a lot of times you'll want to see the Rotom with the Volt Switch. I think we're going to lead. Ooh, who do we want to lead with? Because of some of the special threats, I think we're going to lead Okidoki. I definitely want to bring... Ooh. You know what? I think we're just going to stick with the core here. I think that's going to do pretty well against the CM. I kind of want to see how this does. Yeah, so we see that Rotom lead. That's totally fine. We have the Assault Vest, so we're going to take this super well. I think we're just going to throw out... Ooh, we could do Drain Punch or some Sustain. That could be kind of nice. Or we could do the knockoff. We're going to do the knockoff here. That's going to be really good. It's actually Assault Vest, which is kind of fascinating. We would not have wanted to Drain Punch if we got the outspeed there, so it's going to be really good for us. We see the Gliscor come in. I think we just knocked this guy out with an Ice Punch. Not quite. Not quite. Okay, so Earthquake's going to do a ton of damage here to us. That's totally fine. I think I am just going to throw out the knockoff in case he switches. Yep, and then we're going to go for another Ice Punch to take this guy out here. So, not too worried about it. It might go like Terra Water or something like that, but that'd be kind of silly too since it doesn't have Roost. Yep, so we take that guy out. It's going to be awesome for us. We see the Lucario come in, and because we had that outspeed on the Rotom, I actually think I'm going to just go into Dondozo here in the hopes that he goes extreme speed. So we have that Rocky Helmet. We're going to do a little bit of damage to him. This is going to be super good. And he's Life Orb too, so he's actually going to take a ton of damage here. And, ooh, how do I want to handle this? I think I'm gonna go over into Okidoki expecting the switch. Yep, so there we go. Got the Okidoki back out here. And I'm just gonna throw out a Drain Punch, try to get some health back. And we actually lived the discharge, which is awesome for us. So now we can just kind of sack Okidoki here. That's totally fine. He doesn't want to set up on us because we're gonna do a lot of damage, and he go ahead and forfeit. So that's really good for us. Yeah, this team's doing pretty well. I don't think that guy was very good, but this team's doing pretty well so far. So I'm really, really excited to try this out in Scarlet and Violet ranked ladder. But we'll do a couple more here. Mamoswine's actually not a Pokemon that I used a whole lot. But I think that now with the loaded dice, it sounded like so much fun to use. I mean, you have a massive attack stat, you have really, really good hit points, and then also decent speeds here as well. So I think this Pokemon's just a lot of fun to use. And you're just getting like 100 to 125 damage on the Icicle Spear, and then also having that Rock Blast too is just so nice. And I think it actually makes pretty good use of Trailblaze too. I was thinking about running Ice Shard, but the Trailblaze has been working out pretty well for us as well. So. Alright, this is also pretty standard for what we've been seeing here. I think I might run Gastrodon because we see the Ursaluna Blood Moon, we see the Fluttermane, it's really good against the Wellspring Mask too. We can just kind of switch into it for free, which is kind of nice. And then we're Terra Poison here, so we can soak those poison hits as well, and throw out a Yawn, which is kind of nice. I think they're probably going to lead Garchomp. That's a pretty common lead that we see a lot of times. They might not, just because they see the Mamoswine, but I don't know if they're that smart. Ceruledge is probably just going to be running Flash Flare. It might be weak armor. So we'll have to be a little bit mindful of that. I think, who do I want to lead with here? You know what? I think we're going to go ahead. Decisions. I think we actually want to lead Okidoki, and we're going to bring the Gastrodon. Debating on how I want to deal with the Wellspring Mask Ogremon. I think Dondozo is a pretty good answer to it. We're going to go with Dondozo here. We can Terra Flying if we need to. Alright, so we see a Ceruledge lead here. I'm just going to go Knockoff. It might just be Focus Sash, which is pretty common. Yeah, so it's weak armor. That could be a little bit threatening for us. It's going to miss the Poltergeist. That's unfortunate. That's my kind of luck. I'm just going to hard switch into Dondozo here. So he's going to take a little bit of chip. Oh, never mind. It's a non-contact move. Okay. Well, that is fine. I'm going to go Avalanche. It's an interesting choice. I'm going to go for a grass type move here. So we are just going to go for the Fissure. Oh, Leech Seed. Okay. Yeah, that's how I like to run this mass too, is the Leech Seed. Just be a little bit more of a staller, but that's totally fine. That's what Fissure's here for. And we're not really going to care too much about that. We're going to land the Fissure on the Stair Ledge, which is kind of goofy. I'm just going to hard switch into Okie Dokie here, since we're a little bit threatened by that Ogerpon. Yeah, that's going to do massive damage to us. That's totally fine. I'm just going to throw out the Gunk Shot here, yep. So we're going to go into Gastrodon, and now this is where the magic hopefully happens. We're just going to throw out the Miracle and hopefully knock it out. Beautiful. That's what I love to see. That is what I love to see. And I'm going to go for a Yawn here, so that's going to be really awesome for us. Now we're going to put this guy to sleep, and we can keep going for some Fissures. That was smart, actually, to throw out the Leech Seed, but I'm not too threatened by that. Okay, missed the Fissure. I am going to rest here. And we land the Fissure. Awesome. That worked out really well. So, find a couple more here. Yeah, I like this team. It feels pretty good. Okay, he's just testing, but that's fine. I don't actually have anything to deal with screens on this team, and I was thinking about maybe running Psychic Feigns on the Okie Dokie, which would also be good against other Okie Dokie, which I ran into that man. Oh, you know what? I don't think I get Psychic Feigns, do I? Do we get Oh, we do. Okay. You know what? That could be a good option as well. That could be a good option as well. Let's go back in here. I think what I want to do is lead with Heat. Do we just want to set up Clefable right away? Let's go ahead and set up Clefable. And... Ooh. Yeah. I think that I am going to... Gastrodon could be kind of good against Inteleon. So I think we're bringing Gastrodon, and then we'll just bring thinking. Yeah, let's bring Okie Dokie here. So I'm going to set up some Calm Minds. He's probably going to set up screens. It's pretty common for Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl's so good now. Now that it gets dual screens and Parting Shot and Spirit Break, I really live enjoying using Grimmsnarl. So he's definitely a solid Pokemon. Going for the taunts here. It's a little bit annoying. Go for a Moonblast. Keep going for some Moonblasts. Did a lot of damage for him having the light screen up. False Surrender. What move does... I don't remember what that... we'll have to look that up in a second. False Surrender. I don't remember that move. I remember it being kind of cool. False Surrender. Oh, it's a signature move. Does not check it. Oh, it's just a worse version of Kowtow Cleave. Okay. That's fascinating. Yeah, we'll take that guy out here. Not too worried. Not too worried. I mean, this is not a very good team. See the Decidueye? So, I think I'm just going to keep throwing out Moonblasts here. Gonna Moonlight. Let's go for some crits. Yeah, gets a crit here. That's totally fine. Gonna go into Okie Dokie, and I am going to hit him with the knockoff Ooh, does he have a flying type move? Oh, weakness policy. That's fine. And he's probably Shadow Sneak too, isn't he? Darn. Yep, there's the Shadow Sneak. Well, I cannot beat this guy, so we're just gonna go on forfeit. It's interesting. I like that. Weakness policy with the screens. That's kind of cool. No, not Grimstone. That is kind of sneaky. We'll do one more here and we'll wrap it up. So, but overall, I mean, this team's been pretty solid. I think we haven't been playing like the highest skill level players today, which is a little bit unfortunate. I like playing some people a little bit better, so I have a little bit better of a sense of what I'm going to run into on the ranked ladder, but that is okay. At least we've seen some like more traditional like meta teams that we've been running into, because we see a lot of goofy stuff too on Pokemon Showdown. People just trying some really whack things. So, alrighty. Couple of potential lead options, definitely. Sometimes we'll see the Ambipom here, just going for a fake out and last resort. They have a good matchup. Sometimes we'll see the Galvanized Onyx. No, Geodude, Golem. Holy cow. And you know what I think? I think because they have the Salamence here and choices. You know what? We'll just leave Mamoswine. We'll just leave Mamoswine. Yep. I figure we might run into the Golem here, so that's fine. This way we're immune to the explosion, which is really nice. I think I'm gonna go for Trailblaze. I ran into an Alolan Golem with Focus Sash and Counter earlier today. It was really interesting. He's gonna go for the Draft-Rai. Not too worried about what this thing does. I'm just gonna throw out an Icicle Spear. Yeah, I was expecting the parting shot. Into the Palmont. We're gonna get some decent chip on this guy. Now he has Mach Punch if he's teching that in, but I'm just gonna go for another Icicle Spear. Oh, does he have? All three of this, he has a ton of Pokemon that are weak to Earthquake. That's fascinating. Throwing out the Earthquake, this is going to hit anything really hard here. And I'm just going to go for an Icicle Spear. Seeing the Custap Berry, I'm so happy that it's back in the game. There's a lot of cool things I want to do with Custap Berry. See the Terra Ice, which is really interesting. Any forfeits. You know what, let's do one more. Let's do one more. That was a really easy one. Alrighty. Now, he's a Pokemon I don't really want to see a whole lot. Glamora, because we don't handle him the greatest. Okidoki's our best option against the Chain Pow. We're going to want that Heatran for a few of his Pokemon. It's probably a Palafin lead. I think we might try to trap the Palafin, actually, by switching into the Gastrodon. Just debating about who I want to lead with. Let's lead Heatran. And then we could switch into the Gastrodon. Who do I want to... Okidoki. Yeah. That's going to be our best bet here. So, good. It is the Glamora. It's kind of what I expected. Glamora tends to go for ground-type moves. It might have the Earth Power, which is a little bit threatening for us. Makes me kind of want a Terra. But might just throw out the Flash Cannon. So he's going to set up rocks, which I think is a bad way to run Glamora. And I think now I might Terra Grass and just go for another Flash Cannon. Yeah, so we see the Earth Power now. Not too worried about the rocks here. Chain Power is going to come in, be a huge threat. we are just going to probably take it, right? Maybe he'll miss Icicle Crash. So I'm just going to go Flash Cannon here. Going for the Ice Spinner, so 100% accurate move. It's a smart play. I'm expecting a Terra, but I just hope it's not Terracos. I'm going to go for a Drain Punch here. Okay, so this should do massive damage to him. Not even run the Focus Sash. That's very, very good for us. And we have a couple options here. I think I'm just going to go for a knockoff, though. Okay, that's really good. Going for the Blood Moon. Still doesn't take us out, which is awesome. Does fighting resist poison? I can't remember. Let's throw out the Gunk Shot. I don't... Okay, it doesn't. And we land a poison, too, which is really, really solid for us. And then we can go into Gastrodon here and just Mirror Coat it and hopefully get the win. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I think that will go ahead and do it for this video. So thank you so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. And this is Gimmickle Gamer out.